Trying to maintain a double life as a normal student and a secret agent can be tough at times, but then trying to balance romance and cute girls on top of that? Satoru Arihara has a lot ahead of him. Today, we're going to take a look at Yuzusoft's 10th title in its library, featuring our main character Satoru Arihara as he's sent on an undercover mission to infiltrate a famous academy for Astrals, individuals that can wield supernatural abilities and psychic powers. He'll have to conduct his duties while posing as a normal student, but for this adolescent teenage boy, his problem isn't the secret missions, but romance itself. Today, we're going to take a look at Riddle Joker. And with that said, let's begin. Satoru Arihara is part of a secret organization that handles incidents caused by Astrals, humans with supernatural abilities. Despite being an Astral himself, he dedicates his time to serving the organization. Along with his little sister Nanami, Satoru is sent on an undercover mission to infiltrate the Kika Academy, a school housing Astrals. Unfortunately, his latest mission goes horribly wrong when the student council president, Ayase Mitsukasa, finds out his true identity. But the revelations don't stop there, as Satoru stumbles upon Ayase's biggest secret. Riddle Joker is another visual novel work from Yuzusoft, a developer famously known for making moe romance visual novels like Draku Riot, Senran Manga, and Sabbath of the Witch. So if you've heavily enjoyed those games, you'll have a great time with Riddle Joker with its fun character interactions and cute moe anime girls. Riddle Joker follows the traditional format of romance visual novels, where you are presented with choices and depending on the choices that you pick, you will jump onto a character's story route. Traversing through the routes is also easy to do since Riddle Joker has a built-in flowchart to easily go between scenes and decisions. However, you will have to go through the common route first, aka Satoru and Nanami's secret astral spy adventures featuring a two-faced pop star idol, a scientist Onesan, an old-fashioned ally of justice, a bubbly schoolgirl, and Blue Kirby. Our first heroine up to bat is Nanami Arihara, the little sister to Satoru, bringing you the next edition of My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. Nanami is absolutely adorable, and I'll fight anyone who says otherwise. Her little sister points are attributed to how she overly cares for Satoru despite making fun of his siscon tendencies and silently judging his degenerate moments. That said, Nanami isn't overbearing in her love. She's just taking up her mantle as the dependable girl who cooks and cleans for her family, much needed due to her very incompetent brother. Nanami's loving attitude towards her big brother is very endearing, and even outside of her route, you can feel the jealousy emanating from her. She's quite the tsundere brocon. Seriously, go find yourself a girl that'll chastise you and beat you lovingly, like how Nanami beats gyoza dough. As the two grow closer together, their relationship becomes a reaffirmation of their trust between each other, bonding as work partners and as a couple. And for Nanami herself, a sudden realization that thinking about her older brother makes her wetter than a seaside water park. Nanami is quite the horny girl, because once those limiters are off, she turns from my little sister can't be this cute to my sadistic little sister can't be this sexually aggressive. It's okay though, she's not related by blood.
It's free real estate.
Next, we have Hazuki, an upright and dutiful-bound individual serving as a well-respected role model, at least when she isn't busy crumbling into a flustering nervous wreck. She's very strict and serious as a door manager and the daughter of a police officer, but is totally weak when it comes to her girlish side. When she's not being constantly embarrassed every other minute, Hazuki is very passionate about her interests, specifically historical dramas. And because of that, Hazuki has a deeply traditional mindset. And we aren't talking any old-fashioned traditional, we're talking Edo period traditional. This is the type of mindset where a single kiss means devoted marriage for life, and I'll devote my entire being to you is literally taken as I will die for you. Much like Hazuki's pursuit of romance, her route is much slower paced compared to the others, as we see her attempt to fumble around her emotions. And then chapter 10 comes, busting down the door, reminding you that the plot is still here. All in all, Hazuki is an individual that prides herself on her justice and morals all throughout her route. And at the very end, we see those ideals clash with her reality, while mixing in plenty of her embarrassing moments, including the Chunibyo-esque and perverted ones along the way. Next we have Chisaki, a sociable and bubbly girl that's close friends with Nanami. Compared to the other heroines, Chisaki is not an astral, but she's a friendly and fun addition to the cast with her short but fulfilling side route. In her route, she gives us a more uplifting and accepting view towards the discrimination of astrals from the view of a normal human. Chisaki was third on my list of character routes after Hazuki and Nanami. I was planning on doing her sooner because she's a side route, but there's something morally unsettling about moving in on your little sister's friend after romancing the little sister herself. Going back to our main heroines, we have Mayu, an upperclassman of Satoru who holds the position as the older Onesan who wants to take care of her younger student, or at least tries to. Mayu fits into that mold of the older, mature, and experienced woman, but it quickly falls apart when put to the test, showing how awkward and innocent she actually is. Despite being only a couple of years older, she has reservations about her self-image as she compares herself to other students, resulting in her self-deprecating humor and lack of confidence, claiming that she's expired Christmas cake. I beg to differ, however. Who wouldn't want to get smothered in those ample honkers of hers? As for her role, Mayu is a researcher at the academy, working on top secret projects. Mayu is intensely curious about all sorts of astral science topics. She's also curious about other related things, but that's besides the point. Anyway, when you combine her position at the academy, Satoru's spy missions, and their whole relationship altogether, it makes for some suspenseful and tense moments. I'm a total sucker for these types of forbidden conflict of interest romances. Having them think about their romantic feelings and having them consider the level of guilt and regret from lying from each other, ooh, that's some spicy drama.
Hey, I'm making coffee. How do you take yours?
Surprise me.
But when they move past their rocky start to their relationship, they become much more relaxed around each other. Okay, well, specifically Mayu, totally capitalizing on her childish, clingy, flirty side. As if someone took 7 sugar cubes and then dumped it into the coffee. And then they realized they dumped it into the entire pot instead. Throughout the entire route, Mayu's story is a well-paced combination of romance, suspense, and plot, making great use of Riddle Joker's big picture premise. At least half of it. We still got one more route to go. And lastly, we have Ayase Mitsukasa. Ayase is a breath of fresh air from the past poster girl heroines like Nene and Yoshino. Her two-faced personality is entertaining to watch, really invoking that, are you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go apeshit? Even if all of that is in regards to her chest. Honey, you're doing perfectly fine. People still love you on your DFC. Ayase's route really shines through with Ayase and Satoru's back and forth interactions. With Ayase's short-tempered and cynical attitude, a lot of their dialogue becomes banter between each other. It's not just their conversations that's appealing, but along with Ayase's strange quirks and dramatic facial expressions, makes for some fantastic scenes.
教えるのはいいけど、セクハラメールとか送ってこないでよ。聞きたい?
Even when the two get together, their banter, and especially Ayase's attitude, still remains. It keeps the conversations lively, and further builds on their strong rapport. But what really sold me on Ayase was the confessions. That scene had me rolling in my bed, screaming in joy like a schoolgirl in love, like if it was out of a shoujo manga. And that was the moment when I made her my favorite girl out of all the heroines. And I'm not done praising Ayase and her route yet, because it's still a great story plot-wise as it gradually builds up to its explosive climax. I would recommend reading Ayase's route last because of the surprise plot twists and big reveals in the grand scheme of things. Overall, I give Ayase's route an A+. The production of Riddle Joker remains excellent, from its vibrant visuals, clean UI design, and its wide-range soundtrack. With a customizable menu UI and an easily convenient flowchart, Riddle Joker gets points for its ease of access, along with the best feature of them all, the panic button. I shouldn't have to say anything about this, but the H scenes are also excellently drawn and of wholesome quality, and the chibi artwork cut-ins make their scenes exponentially funnier. The Riddle Joker soundtrack is plentiful with a wide range of tracks to accompany both suspenseful moments and lighthearted conversations. Each of the heroines has their own dedicated tracks with 2 variations that greatly encapsulates each of their personalities. My favorite track overall, though, is Astral Ability. It's the opening song, but I'm talking about the 2 different variations of the track. The guitar version has this calming, relaxing atmosphere, but has that tinge of deep melancholy in its melody. Meanwhile, the piano version transforms the melody to give it that heartfelt and meaningful quality. In conclusion, Riddle Joker is another great addition to the Yuzusoft library, containing a wonderful mix of lighthearted romance, fun slice of life, and suspenseful action mixed in for a touch of spice. Riddle Joker is a showcase of Yuzusoft mastering their craft when it comes to these types of works, and yet this is also its biggest weakness. If you know that Yuzusoft's style of storytelling and romance isn't your cup of tea, then you'll know what to expect in Riddle Joker, despite me defending it as one of Yuzusoft's best works. I could nitpick specific details like how all the heroines have the same framework of their over-reliance on physical insecurities, or that Hazuki's route was much slower paced compared to the rest, but it's all minor issues when looking at Riddle Joker as a whole. I like Yuzusoft because I love their style. There's a feeling that their works have as they wrap me in its warm comfort, bringing me joy and happiness as I fall in love with its heroines, along with bringing great characterization and visuals. And I believe you should check it out as well. I give Riddle Joker a 4 out of 5 with a seal of recommendation. Subscribe if you liked the video and want to see more. Check back every week for new content. For more of my thoughts, you can find me on Twitter at TheAugustHale. Check out some of my other anime visual novel reviews on the channel if you are interested.